Underway here, semifinal number 1 of the Clash of the Titans 2017. Ballhockey.com Athletic Center in St. Catharines, Ontario, Canada. My name is Kevin Jack. Let's get you set with the teams on the floor. In the white, they are the higher seed coming into here. We have the Bauer Saints out of Boston, and it's an All-American matchup. In the black from Pittsburgh, it's the Pittsburgh Gods. So it's Pittsburgh in black and gold against Boston, known as the Bauer Saints, in white, black, and silver. Not yet 2 minutes into this first period. It is 0-0. Obviously, both these teams won their quarterfinal matchups this morning to gain a berth into the semifinals. Cash tournament here. We'll get into some of those details throughout the broadcast. Stay with me as well as we try and work through some of the names, as some of these players are new to me, so I guess I'll apologize ahead of time. 15 there, winds up, slaps. Goaltender just gets the right leg on that. It's Boston now with control of the ball. Up over half. Deep now in Pittsburgh zone. It's 77 there back for Pittsburgh. Just drops it off into the near corner. Pittsburgh plays it up, but Bauer intercepts at the line. There's Boston in deep now. This is a non-contact tournament, but you will see a lot of body being played, and that's been pretty consistent throughout the tournament. A lot of the guys and the referees know exactly what you can and cannot do, so don't get yelling at the screen. Seems to be going both sides, and both these teams are physical, they're fast, they're skilled, and that's exactly why they're in the Final Four here of one of the most prestigious ball hockey tournaments in North America. Pittsburgh Gods now carry it up over their blue line and dump it down. Now, if you're unfamiliar with ball hockey, icing is known as flooring, and just so you know, the defensive team, there's an opportunity for Pittsburgh. And just to go over that rule, the team just needs to clear their own blue line to send it down the length of the rink. And again, known as flooring. So again, only have to gain the blue line as opposed to traditional ice hockey where you have to get over the red line. So you'll see a lot of teams employ that. So just over the blue line and dump it down. We'll also talk about the floating offsides as we make our way through this game. My name is Kevin Jack, part of WeeStream, along with Brandon Scram, bringing you this action here live as Bauer Saints intercept and now lead an attack of their own over to 92. He looked to go under the glove there, the goaltender for Pittsburgh, but he's able to squeeze up and hold on to that one. So with 8:23 to go in the first period, we've got a face-off now to the right of the Pittsburgh goaltender. And let's see if we can't get some names here. Coming into center is number 11 for the Bauer Saints. That's Josh Gould. And Gould is the first one to the ball after losing the draw, but Pittsburgh now has possession. Over to 23, one of the main offensive threats for the Gods. That's Steve Gregory. Remember him from years gone by. Very smooth with the ball, playing on a line here with the number 2 down the middle. That's Drew Albright. Drew Albright, the centerman on the draw. Pittsburgh has control now. Down in the near corner. 21 controlling the ball. That's Dan Gregory. So we've got Steve and Dan Gregory on the same line. That's Boston. Flips it down the length of the floor. Referee indicates no flooring on that. So Pittsburgh, long pass up to one of the Gregorys. There's Josh with a shot, turnaround slapper. Goaltender stood up to that task. Pittsburgh now gaining control of the ball. Not quite out of their zone. Have to get over the red line, and they do that now. Bauer Saints, that's 23 hard on the forecheck. He has possession of the ball. 2 defenders on him. Now they man up. 13 deep for Boston. Tries to throw the ball out front once, twice. Intercepted by Pittsburgh. Up to Steve Gregory now. Throws it rink wide over to number 12. Our first penalty of the contest coming up against Boston, the Bauer Saints. 44 complaining emphatically to the referee, now looking to the other referee. 2 minutes for holding, I believe, is the call, so we'll see a power play coming up here for the Pittsburgh Gods. 44 going to the bench here for the Bauer Saints. Scott Duggan. Duggan sitting for 2. Face off now deep in the zone. Goaltender, I believe Matt Gilchrist for Boston between the pipes. We have at 18 now, back to grab it for the Pittsburgh Gods, Danny Schlegel. Schlegel walks it up over to number 7. That's Aaron Hain. Offside is the call. Jumbled up at the blue line. But let's go over floating offsides. Once the offensive team gains the zone at the blue line becomes the red line, if that makes any sense. So the defensive team now has to clear the red line once the zone is gained. Right now, the zone has not been gained as the ball goes into the zone. So Pittsburgh now is able to control the ball all the way back to the red line on this power play. It's Gregory now behind the net, over to 16 on this side. Pittsburgh on the power play, working the perimeter. Looks like a typical box formation here for Boston. There's a slap shot from the back end by 18. And it's 23 for Boston that spins and fires the length of the floor. Pittsburgh with the ball again. Looking to gain the zone. Aaron Haney on the back, number 7. They do get the zone now. And it's Steve Gregory. Looking pass, it was more of a slap pass. Almost connected with his winger, who was out front for a tap-in. Haney again, walking the ball up for Pittsburgh. Finds Gregory on the far side, who decides to go wide with his legs. Behind the net now. Has possession for Pittsburgh. Power play more than half done now for the Gods. 0-0. Here's a one-timer. That one just goes wide. Goes the length of the floor. Boston appears to have the legs to get down there. It's 92 for Boston. Here's a potential short-handed opportunity. Pass, though, a little too high for its intended receiver, so Pittsburgh counters. Before Bauer once again clears the zone. You'll hear me use Bauer and Boston interchangeably. It's the Bauer Saints from Boston against the Pittsburgh Gods from, well, Pennsylvania. Steve Gregory now up the floor. Again, using his legs to gain the zone. Behind the net now to 95, who backs it up to the point. There's 2 with a shot. Look to hit something in front. It's Dan Gregory now. Snapshot, sharp angle. Goaltender made a save, and now Boston clears, but over the glass. We'll have a stoppage in play exactly halfway through the first period of the first semifinal here at the Clash of the Titans. I'm Kevin Jack, along with Brandon Scram. We are WeeStream, bringing you this action from St. Catharines, Ontario, Canada. If you're wondering where that is, it's just about 10 minutes outside of Niagara Falls, international landmark. Everybody knows where the falls are, and we'll just keep going beyond the falls, and you'll find us here at the beautiful BAC, Ballhockey.com Athletic Center. Referee indicating that that ball just came outside the zone. So, offside for Pittsburgh. Back to 5-on-5 action now. Makes Pittsburgh 0 for 1 so far on the power play. It's Drew Albright under center for Pittsburgh Gods. Loses the draw. Boston with possession. Now Pittsburgh. It's Dan Gregory looking for Albright but missed him. And that dump-in attempt by number 8. Hit a shoe. Sailed into the Boston bench. So we'll reset with 5:43 to go in the first period. Albright again. He's got Dan Gregory to his right. Number 21. It's Boston there, 68. And just so you know, Pittsburgh has been in Clash of the Titans for a couple of years, so I'm somewhat familiar with some of the players there. But Boston, a new team for me, so I apologize ahead of time if it seems that I'm knowing or getting to know more of the names of Pittsburgh as opposed to Boston, but trying our hardest here. There's Albright with control and time. Finds 8 at the back end. Little snapshot through traffic, but hits something in front. 91 away for Boston. Able to just slide it deep. There's an interception behind the net for Bauer. Let's see if they can do anything with it now. First real possession in the offensive zone for Boston in the last 4 or 5 minutes. As the Gods, with or without the power play, seem to be controlling the play, but Boston with a little flurry of their own. On his backhand here, stepping towards the slot. That hit a stick on that backhand shot attempt, ended up in the mesh. 4:45 to go, first period. As Boston comes out here, let's see if we can't get some of these numbers. See 44 there for Boston. That's Scott Duggan. right side with the A. Taking the draw is 13, Alberto Fiore. And we've got 23, Andrew Guduccio as well. Pittsburgh just throws that one on target. Bauer counters and try to long pass of their own. Pretty much a 1-2-2 forecheck here for the Bauer Saints when Pittsburgh has control. That's 44. Duggan just trying to angle off the defender. Pittsburgh trying again. It works for Boston, and Duggan just a little too quick there on the pass attempt, had more time than I think he thought he had, and could have been a good scoring opportunity there with a little turnover. A 3-on-2, but unable to take advantage. Now Pittsburgh, they're out 4 strong. Over to 12 on the near boards. In behind the net. There's a shot towards the net. Paddle down for the goaltender, though, just steers it into the corner. That's Matt Gilchrist between the pipes for the Bauer Saints. Pittsburgh controlling the ball in the play so far, but still zeros on the board. 3:30 to go in the first period. There's a rink-wide pass. Misses its intended target. And that pass attempt for a streaking 95 on the Pittsburgh Guards was just out of his reach, so flooring is the call. That was Hunton Godkin. Number 95 was in behind the defenseman for Pittsburgh. Looking for an offensive break, but again, couldn't catch up to the play. Number 7 now in under center. That's Luke Jones wearing the C for the Bauer Saints. Loses the draw. Pittsburgh now within their corner. Intercepted by Bauer. They dump it back low again. 2 Saints now in behind the goal, but it's Pittsburgh who wins the ball. Pittsburgh again with the better stick in behind the net, and they're away with it. It's 95 with good speed around the end. Threw a ball in front, but intercepted by Bauer. Boston now thinking about shooting from the red line. That one just sails wide. Dangerous shot off the stick of number 92, Corey Wilson. It's 68 now, back for the Bauer Saints. Michael Colcard. Colcard plays give and go with his winger. Now rings it around to number 20. Intercepted was that breakout attempt by the Pittsburgh Gods. Little snapshot goes high and wide of the net. Steve Gregory forechecking for the Pittsburgh Gods, causing all kinds of trouble for the Bauer Saints. And now it's Gregory with the ball in behind the goal line, looking for an outlet. Finds his brother Dan going towards the net. Got a stick on it, but was able to just push that wide of the net. Now 68 streaking through the slot. And Bauer quickly turns back the other way. It's 11 leading the charge. Throws one through the slot. Pittsburgh back with the ball, just lost the handle momentarily, but it's Dan Gregory with it. Intercepted by Bauer, threw it to the slot. Pittsburgh again with it away. Nice little play there by number 2. I think that's Albright. And that's just a beautiful goal by Pittsburgh. Tic-tac-toe. All started by number 2 for the Pittsburgh Gods. Let's get his name right. That's Drew Albright. And Drew Albright made a nifty little play on the near boards with one hand on the stick. He just kind of knifed the ball off the boards and got him behind 2 defenders for the Bauer Saints. And then a 2-on-1 became a 3-on-1, and it was tic-tac-toe as Albright passed it over to Steve Gregory. Gregory found his brother Dan through the slot, and he tapped it into the far side. No chance for the goaltender there on that one, Gilchrist, and it is 1-0 for the Pittsburgh Gods. Both these teams pretty evenly matched, but coming into the semifinal, Bauer were the higher seed, just based on how they did in their games thus far. But as you see, the seed at this point and this level of competition really means nothing, as any team can win on any given day. And Pittsburgh right now is in the driver's seat with a 1-0 lead in the first period. Just under 90 seconds to go as Gilchrist makes that blocker save and the ball deflects into the netting. New defender now coming out for the Bauer Saints is Anthony Biscagli. Number 20 comes onto the floor, but it's Pittsburgh that controls the ball. That shot hit a foot in front and deflected up and over the net. Referees seem to think that that was a Pittsburgh player's foot, and so the faceoff will come outside the blue line. Left winger for Pittsburgh comes in to control that draw. Finds his other winger behind the net, but good defense by Bauer to take that ball away. But the two defensemen now between Bauer and Pittsburgh play catch, and it's 68 who decides to use his legs to run it up. There's 44, Duggan. Throws it in deep. Pittsburgh recovers behind their own net. Finds the open man here on the right wing at 7. Fires, shoots from long range. That's Aaron Haney, number 7 for the Pittsburgh Gods. Bauer throw it in deep, and Pittsburgh Gods aren't going to like that one-handed shot from Duggan, and they don't. Duggan comes back at him pretty fiercely, and Duggan probably just trying to get something going for his team. I don't know whether it's Boston's strategy to dump the ball in and play a little bit of dump and chase, but the dump part is there. The chase, though, they're having a hard time recovering the ball as they seem to just be giving it to Pittsburgh, who very quickly find the open men and turn things around. So we'll see whether or not they change their strategy at the end of the first period. Trailing 1-0, face-off in the offensive zone for the Boston Saints. Pittsburgh wins the draw. They've got 2 on it here on the near boards, and Pittsburgh clears the zone now and tried to dump it in deep, but Bauer defenseman got in the way, and now we're playing the tip drill here like NFL defensive backs. The ball got tipped from hand to hand to hand, but Bauer eventually has the ball now as it's 14, D to D behind the net. 77 with the ball, throws a pass right up the middle. That was 7 with the turn and shoot. Went over the back of the net, and with under 10 seconds to go, we'll see if Pittsburgh can generate another opportunity. It's 17 behind the net, probably going to throw it in. 26, and just missed the pass on that. The ball harmlessly just rolls down to the Pittsburgh Gods goaltender, and at the end of one period of play, it is the Pittsburgh Gods 1 and the Boston Bauer Saints no score. Period number 2 now, the first semifinal of the all-cash Clash of the Titans at the Ballhockey.com Athletic Center in St. Catharines, Ontario, Canada. Pittsburgh Gods in black and yellow lead 1-0 over the Bauer Saints from Boston. They are in white, silver, and black, and it is Boston dangerously throwing one at net. Didn't look like a scoring opportunity, but kind of a quick release off a nothing play on the sideboards and through some traffic, but right into the chest protector with the goaltender for the Pittsburgh Gods. Let's try and get his name. That's John Rethage. My apologies if it's not Rethage. Try my best here. As Josh Merchant steps under center for the Boston Saints. Wins the draw, has possession. But Pittsburgh all over that defensively. Right D now for Boston. Backhander in. A little too far for the winger. Boston, though, with control of it. Both teams battling hard now for the ball. Little snapshot at the net. Gets tied up in some shoes. There's an opportunity for Boston. Goaltender didn't know where it was off the rebound. Credit to him, though, for keeping the ball out. Pittsburgh quick to counter now. They're out 3 strong. Good job by 68 of Boston, though, to defend the blue line. Able to slap that ball away. Back now to 68. Throws one in the direction of the net. Too high, however. Up to Steve Gregory on this side, so I make that number 12 for Pittsburgh. Sorry, number 12 is 17, Tyler Kaba. .10:40, second period. Pittsburgh in black, up 1-0. Face-off to the right of the Bauer Saints goaltender, Matt Gilchrist. Referee says, let's do that one again. And they do. Bauer wins the draw, trying the flip play. And it does result in possession for Boston down to the Pittsburgh zone. It's 23 with some good wheels. Back to 25 now. Just sails one towards the net. Lots of traffic in front, but that went wide. It's 44 Duggan chasing the ball for Bauer. Pittsburgh trying to send it up the half wall, and now Duggan again hard into the net. That's the second time now. 44 for Boston has gone hard into the goaltender, hard into the net. On the back end here for the Bauer Saints, we've got number 25, Andrew Gaduco, and Michael Colcard, number 68. And actually, right and left shots, both of them just switch here for the draw, so both of them are able to shoot from the center of the ice. There is 25, Gaduco. Was able to throw it down low. Boston with control now. Send a ball out front. Goaltender. It looks like that ball went in. We'll see if the referee makes the call. The goaltender was down and out. And the Boston Saints threw the ball towards the net on a bit of a deflection. And hard to say from this angle. It looked like the ball rolled underneath the goaltender. And now they are signaling that it is a goal. And from our vantage point up here, it looked as though the ball did roll over the line, and it's very easy to tell the way that these creases are painted. There's an aqua blue paint inside the net, so as soon as you see any aqua under the ball, you know that it's in the net, and that was the case from where we are here in the WeeStream broadcast booth, and the Boston Bauer Saints have rallied now. Good job by the referees to come together on that and just talk about what both teams saw, and of course, the Pittsburgh coach, as you can imagine, just going to challenge the ref on that and make sure the ref is 100% certain that the ball went in, but I'm pretty sure he knows that it went in. And so it's 1-1 now, even though the scoreboard doesn't indicate it. 9:55 to go in the second period. Bauer Saints respond with an early one here in the second period, and just like that, we've got ourselves a game as the one goes up on the board. We've got Albright here in for the draw. Number 2 for the Pittsburgh Gods. Loses the draw, but now he has possession back. Spins, throws something towards the net. Gilchrist closes up the 5-hole on that. There's Bauer away again now. It's 7 over to 14. Able to bang that out of midair, and good stop at the Pittsburgh Gods goaltender, John Rethage. Both teams make changes. .91, about to take the draw here for the Bauer Saints. Josh Merchant, probably looking to win it back to number 20 for a one-timer. That's Anthony Biscagli. There's Biscagli now, running for the ball, number 20. Wins that race in the battle, but it's Pittsburgh who ultimately comes away with the ball. There's an opportunity. What a save by Gilchrist. It was 20 in for Pittsburgh, who all of a sudden found himself one-on-one with the goaltender. That's Jared Hursk for Pittsburgh, right-handed shot, and he tried to go over the glove of Gilchrist, and Gilchrist was the better of the two, at least in that duel, and was able to get the glove hand out. Pittsburgh with control in the near corner. Play the cycle game. Pittsburgh still with the ball. Spins away now from his check. Does Haney. Bauer, though, take control. One-on-one here. It was Bauer's number 4 looking to shake his defender, but wasn't able to do so on that attempt. Defensemen play a little give and go. There's a nice chip play. Number 4 of Bauer's looking to the refs there, complaining that maybe he got a stick up into the face, and maybe he did. Play goes on. Pittsburgh now with it. Well defended by Bauer. Every man was marked. Here's Duggan now, 44. Big body for Bauer, and he likes to use it. He's throwing his body around. It's definitely a high stick for the Pittsburgh Gods, and he's going to the box for that. Just a total reaction play by number 24 for Pittsburgh. And apologies, don't have 24 listed here on my game sheet. But just a total reaction play as, and that's why, because he's wearing number 77. I believe that is Bobby Soko. Thank you very, very much. Bobby Soko. And as the goaltender made the save, the ball just went up and may have fallen back into the net, so he took a swipe at a midair, but anytime you play the ball in that area and it's over your shoulder, it's 2 minutes for high sticking. So first power play opportunity here for the Bauer Saints, and they're setting things up here. 92 on the back end. They're setting up an umbrella around the top. Back to number 10 now. Thinks about shooting. Passes one through the legs. Back to 92. He winds and fires. That goes wide. Big rebound, though, off the backboards. As Pittsburgh finally takes over. Send the backhand the length of the floor. They're able to change their forwards, are Pittsburgh, but the two defensemen kind of stuck out there on the PK. Bauer Saints get the zone. Throw it rink wide. That's Haney now and down in the back corner. Over to Haney. Haney with the bright shoes. Playing catch now with his defenseman. Neither of them want to shoot. 92 now down low to 10. Thinks about shooting. Tries backdoor. The ball got through, and that's like 14 just swing and a miss. Over to Haney. Wearing the C. He's weighing his options. 92 with a good shot. An even better save by the Pittsburgh Gods goaltender. Pittsburgh on the ball, but rightly so. Bauer, 2 men on it. Referee blows that down. Not 100% sure why. 7:03 to go in the second period. Tight contest. 1 goal apiece. Pittsburgh, black and gold. Bauer Saints out of Boston in white, black, and silver. Power play now for Boston. They're a little over halfway through. Bauer's got 91 out there. Josh Merchant to take the draw. It's Cameron Jones on the back end, number 77. There's Jones with it. Gives it to his defensive partner. Bauer already has the zone, so they're setting up now on the power play. As they get it somewhat deep. Rebound now for Boston. Trying. John Rethage, though. Goaltender for Pittsburgh, standing strong. 6:46 to go, second period, coming in up in the halfway point of this game. 3 12-minute periods to decide things. Boston still on the power play. Not for long, however. It's number 4 trying to walk off the half boards for Boston. Gives it up now to 68, back to 92. 92 now at the top of the umbrella. Over to 68, who winds and fires. That gets blocked. Pittsburgh throw it the length of the floor. It's right on net. And so Gilchrist decides to speed up the forecheck. Throws it on 92 stick. Fake shot. Gets him in the zone. and unable to beat Rethage. John Rethage doing a great job for the Pittsburgh Gods in net. Came out to cut down the angle and made sure that he had all the holes closed up as they tried to go under the blocker there. Tough save for goaltenders to make, but both these teams very skilled, very adept, and that goes from their forwards all the way back to the goaltenders. No surprise that we've got two good goaltenders in this one, keeping this at 1 goal apiece. Don't think the goaltender had any chance of seeing that ball as the shot sails wide. Here's an interception now by Pittsburgh. That shot kind of got through a hole on the goaltender Gilchrist, but deflected wide, so no harm there. As we're back to 5-on-5 action here. And that's going to be a flooring. There's Cameron Jones there, 77 with the beard, sending it the length of the floor. Things seem to have settled down a little bit. Pittsburgh got out to the early 1-0 lead in the first, and then under 2 minutes into the second, Bauer rallied, and both teams are looking to see who's going to blink, who's going to flinch. That's 7 Haney for the Pittsburgh Gods, about to take this draw. 18 on his left side. That's Schlegel, 18, and he's in on the forecheck for Pittsburgh, but Bauer in an attempt to get the ball around him. Threw it over the boards, over the glass, into the mesh. And so another face-off deep in their zone. You got to think that Bauer can't continue to let Pittsburgh have these draws. Eventually Pittsburgh's going to win one, and in ball hockey as in ice hockey, a one-timer off a draw, a very good scoring opportunity. Haney wins the draw, back to the point. Chips it down low, but right to the Boston defender. His clearing attempt hits the ceiling, and we talked about this in the first period, how Boston seems very content to clear the ball the length of the floor, and so far in doing so, it seems that the Pittsburgh Gods defenders are the quicker players and seem to get to that ball first. In their own zone, it looks like they're trying to send a man on a flyer, and we'll see if they try it again. Gain the blue line this time, and there he is. So we'll see if Pittsburgh picks up on that. It seems in the defensive zone. Here's an opportunity now, 92. That snapshot just goes wide. Boston now pressing a little bit. There's the captain, runs out of room and into the referee. Pittsburgh out now, 3 across the blue line, find the open man. That's Schlegel, tried to go backdoor, pass just got deflected. 12 put something on the goaltender. Gilchrist made the stop. There's another opportunity for 12. That ball was loose, but the referee situated on the far side and couldn't quite tell. But either way, don't think they were going to bang it in. 4:45 to go in the second period. 1-1 tie. Looks like wholesale changes on both sides of the floor. At least 5 new runners for the Boston Bauer Saints. Draw one back to the point by Pittsburgh. 68 Wine shoots. That's blocked. Now down in the corner. Dangerous line here. The Gregory brothers are out. They combine for the only goal for the Pittsburgh Gods, and it's Dan Gregory onto that ball. Over to Albright, number 2. Looking to find Steve Gregory, who was sprinting backdoor. Albright battling hard for the ball, and he wins that battle. Finds 8 on the point. He softs one towards the net, gets through, but deflected into the corner where Steve Gregory corrals it. He wiggles away from his defender, and that pass misses its mark. And it's 4 away now for the Boston Saints. Quick little shot by Albright. Gobbled up by the goaltender. Gilchrist has been forced to make a lot of saves today. Big goaltender there for the Bauer Saints, wearing number 35 as he crouches, preparing for a face-off, another one in his zone. We'll see, has been a habit for the Bauer Saints. If they win the draw, they try and flip this up and to see if they can't get a rabbit who's sprinting the length of the floor, and they try it again, and there is the sprinter. That time it's on net. Bangs it out of the air. The referee says nope, below the shoulders, so play continues. Boston now, that's Duggan with the ball. A little sparring going on in front as players are fighting for position. Boston working the cycle game. Pittsburgh seem content to allow them to work the perimeter. Duggan now first on the ball. Tries to send something in front, but gets deflected, and now it's Pittsburgh away. Over the red line, snaps one in on Gilchrist. He gobbles it up, and again, draw coming to his right. '18, that's Schlegel, I believe, with a quick snapshot off the draw. And it's Pittsburgh with control. Steps out now, this side of the goal line. That pass gets deflected, and Boston just chips it down into the Pittsburgh zone. Now 92 with a head of steam. Throws it over to number 7, the captain there with the nice shoes. Finds the belly and the chest protector with the goaltender for Pittsburgh. It's John Rethage. Face-off now to his right. We got 7, Aaron Haney under center for Pittsburgh. It's wearing the C for the Bauer Saints is number 7, Luke Jones, and it's Jones in behind the net. He's got the ball now. You see him there with the bright shoes. Haney, his counterpart, gets it up to Schlegel on the near boards. Schlegel not able to get it by his defenseman. That ball dangerously high towards the net. And a little pushing and shoving there. The captain, the aforementioned Jones, involved in that for the Boston Bauer Saints. He quickly gets off the floor. And it's Schlegel again for Pittsburgh. He turns and shoots. Goaltender steers it to the side. And that clearing attempt sails into the Pittsburgh bench. And so we've got another face-off coming up in the Boston zone. And we'll see if the Pittsburgh defensemen have wised up to the breakout here by Boston. Again, if they win this draw, look for them to send a rabbit, one of the wingers up the middle, and the defenseman, number 20 in this case, will just send it high, kind of a Hail Mary. But Pittsburgh wins this draw. There's Gregory, Steve Gregory, trying to find a player in front. Gets intercepted, and now it's Boston away. It's 11 playing on the boards. 91 tried to spin and shoot. 91 seems to have won the draw. He did not, but his team retains possession. It's a long shot by number 20. It's handled by Rethage. Boston, kind of a lackadaisical forecheck there, allows Pittsburgh to get out just momentarily before 68 Yager goes in behind the zone. I imagine, being from Pittsburgh and wearing number 68, that he probably is a Jaromir Jagr fan, that being Mike Bain, wearing number 68. Buck 37 to go here, second period, 1-1 tie. Wholesale change for the Pittsburgh Gods. They send 5 new runners over the boards and just waiting for them to kind of join the action here and join the fray. We've got 13 taking the draw here for the Bauer Saints. Alberto Fiore. Fiore loses the draw. Pittsburgh look to clear, and they do, just outside the red line. And with that, Pittsburgh has a couple of minutes to gain possession, and Bauer settles into their 1-2-2 forecheck, which has actually been somewhat problematic for Pittsburgh. And there you go. That's a bad turnover right at the blue line for number 13. That could have been Bauer's best opportunity to score, save the one goal they did score. And again, you see Pittsburgh having a little bit of a difficult time clearing their zone as Bauer once again has possession with it. They found 13 in the slot, decided to throw it back to the half boards. 13 now with it in the near corner. Throws behind the net to Duggan. Duggan sweeps it out in front, but nobody home. So Pittsburgh walks away, tried to use their legs, but unable to flip the ball by the defender. Interesting change for Bauer, but they do so legally. And Boston once again just throws it deep into Pittsburgh's zone as 3 other players change. The captain Jones back out for Pittsburgh. Make that for Bauer as Pittsburgh walks the ball out from behind their net. Over to 7, Haney. Now a little pressure on 26. And again, Pittsburgh nearly turns it over on that 1-2-2 forecheck by Bauer. Over to Haney with an open net. Gilchrist did a great job sliding across to take that away, and didn't look like Haney got all of it on that shot as Jones flips it high off the glass. 92 is away, though, and he corrals that ball. He runs it down before the flooring call, and Boston now setting up in the Pittsburgh zone. Well defended, though. 68 with his back to the play and his defender. With no time on the clock, dangerously, that ball comes out in front. And the Pittsburgh Gods goaltender, John Rethage, able to hold on. So far, Pittsburgh scores 1 in the first period. Bauer from Boston, they answer in the second. And going into the third period of play, it is 1-1. Live from the Ballhockey.com Athletic Center in St. Catharines, Ontario, Canada. My name is Kevin Jack, and along with Brandon Scram, we are WeeStream, and we are bringing you some live ball hockey action. And we'll be back for the start of the third period. And there's a goal for the Pittsburgh Gods. Pittsburgh replying quickly here in the third period, 29 seconds in, and just like that, they have that 1-goal lead back. They scored in the opening frame. Bauer scored a couple minutes into the second period, and now 29 seconds into the third. Pittsburgh find the back of the net and have reestablished a 1-goal lead, leading the Boston Bauer Saints 2-1. You know what happened there? During the second intermission, went down to the Brain Trust at the Ballhockey.com Athletic Center just to find out exactly what happens if we're tied at the end of 3 periods of play. In the semifinals, we'll play a 10-minute overtime period, and if it's still undecided, then we'll go to a shootout. For the gold medal match it is continuous OT. So we play until a winner is declared in 5-on-5 ball hockey. Right now, Pittsburgh looking to punch their ticket into that gold medal match. Leading Bauer Saints from Boston 2-1. Still lots of time, though, on the clock. Just under 11 minutes to play in the third period. Jones now on the near boards for Boston. 3 Boston players in there with 2 of Pittsburgh's. Now Gregory, or Steve Gregory, coming in to make it 3 aside, and ball just wasn't moving. Referees blow it dead. Goaltender John Rethage gets some H2O there during that stoppage of play. Face off to his right. He's set, as are we. Jones in for the draw for Boston. He wins it. Nearly a turnover there as the ball hopped over his defenseman's stick. That defenseman was 92 as the ball now plays D to D. Here's an opportunity for a one-timer. There's Jones. Looks to his stick just to see exactly what happened there. Looks like he got a lot of wood on it, but looked more like a field goal attempt than anything else. Maybe a pitching wedge or a sand wedge. And probably ball just hopped on him a little bit there. Good scoring opportunity. Too bad. Jones now over to his defensive partner, 77. Boston gains the zone. It's 77 with the ball now. Over to 92. That's Corey Wilson. Wilson now winds, fires. That goes wide. There's Captain Jones with it. Right-hand shot. Just thinking about Wilson. Now thinks about going to the net. It's 14 on the ball now. That's Jeff Hamelin, number 14. Corey Wilson has it again, 92, up to Jones. Referee on the far side of the ice. Make that the floor. Calls it offside. There's a penalty on that play to Pittsburgh. My apologies. Thought the referee had made the offside call. So glorious opportunity here. 2-minute power play for the Boston Saints, trailing 2-1 in the semifinal. 0 for 1 today on the man advantage is Boston. Up over the red line. That shot hits something. Referee indicates that it's offside. So good chance here for Pittsburgh to kill some time and throw the ball the length of the floor. They do so smartly, looking for Steve Gregory on a bit of a release play, but wasn't to be as Boston looks to gain the zone. They do so, but without the ball. And so they'll go back to regroup. It's 92 Wilson again as he slowly walks the ball up the floor. 5-on-4 here. Wilson fires it deep. Pittsburgh first on it. Boston didn't know that that player was coming out of the box. And it is the penalized player, number 7, Haney, is first on the ball, over to 15 short side. That's Roy Dutini. Flooring is the call. 8:39 to go, semifinal number 1. Let's talk about some of the payouts here at the Bauer Clash of the Titans. Mentioned it is an all-cash tournament. What exactly are the teams playing for? Well, the big payday. Championship winner. $8,400. $8,400. In fact, that gold medal game will have more than $10,000 on the line because second place walks out of here with $2,800. The loser of today's game, this semifinal, third and fourth place, each get themselves $1,400. So just by securing a spot in the semifinals here, both teams have actually guaranteed themselves some money. Just a question of how much it's going to be. And right now, Pittsburgh looking to cash their ticket into the gold medal final and play for that $8,400 grand prize. Still lots to be decided, though, with 8:17 left on the clock. 2-1 Boston over Pittsburgh. Face-off to the left of the Boston goaltender. That's Gilchrist, the goaltender. Over to Duggan now, 44, but Pittsburgh, they hold the line. Not for long, though, as Boston gets into the zone. It's 23. He stopped short on the half boards. Tried a no-look to the net. Didn't make it through as Albright runs it up here for Pittsburgh and still after the ball. 23 walks away now for Boston. Goes rink wide, tape to tape. Nice little move there as Boston got right in on goal. And even though it didn't come with a lot of fanfare, it was a great little move by Boston and great scoring opportunity. Trying to get a look. There was 92, Corey Wilson. That clearing attempt got deflected. Ends going up over the net into the mesh. So referee setting up from where that shot was taken. So just outside the Boston blue line is where the referee will set the 10 players. We've got Wilson, 92, getting some time up front here for the Boston Saints, looking for a goal. Up against 76 for Pittsburgh. Jeff Gingle. First time I've called Gingle's name today. We'll do it again, Gingle v. Wilson. Gingle in the black for Pittsburgh, Wilson in the white for Boston, needing a goal. And we'll do it again in the same spot as that ball just kind of gets batted into the rafters. Actually hit a fluorescent light on the far side. The light survived, though. No reason for panic. Wilson wins that draw, back to his defender. Sails one up to this side, and Boston now chips it in, and they're first on the ball. Throwing a ball out front dangerously. There's Wilson. Looks like his shot got deflected just wide. Had some net to shoot out. Opportunity now for 4 in front off that rebound, but just didn't have the angle. Boston now pressing. It's 68 back for the ball. Michael Colcard. It's Colcard battling, but Pittsburgh gets it. They walk out. That shot just goes wide as now Boston has iced the ball, or I guess more appropriately, more accurately, they've floored the ball. So wholesale change for both squads here as 10 new runners come over the boards. We've got Captain Jones back out again for the Boston Bauer Saints. Haney about to take the draw for Pittsburgh. We've got 2 number 7s. Boston away now. They get the line over to Jones on the near boards. His pass hits a foot. And it's 12 away here for Pittsburgh. His quick little snapshot hit Gilchrist right in the mask. Offside now is Pittsburgh, so affords Boston a couple of seconds to get the ball down into the Pittsburgh zone. It's 77 shaking and baking in his own zone, and that clearing attempt goes into the penalty box. So with 6:09 to go in the third period, and the Pittsburgh Gods holding on to a 2-1 advantage, we're going to have a face-off now coming up to the left of the Pittsburgh Gods goaltender, John Rethage. Looks like we've got both Gregory boys back out and probably Albright under center for the Pittsburgh Gods. And Boston finally get their personnel straight. That's Duggan coming out as his centerman tells him where to go for the draw. Good stick there by the defense for the Pittsburgh Gods. As those two players battle hard for the ball. It's Colcard and Albright. The referee evens that one up, so it looks like it's going to be 2 aside. We'll have some 4-on-4 ball hockey here. And mentioned it was Colcard for the Boston Saints and Albright for the Pittsburgh Gods, who seem to not like each other there momentarily. So they got into a bit of a push and a shove, and the referee decides to let them both cool off in the penalty box for a couple of minutes. We'll see what the call is, but likely have some 4-on-4 ball hockey here, which is going to open things up a bit. Referees conferring as to where the face-off is going to be, and I believe the face-off would be in the zone of whatever team committed the first penalty. And I believe in this case it was Albright, and he was able to goad Colcard into a retaliation penalty. And that is why the face-off is coming up in the Pittsburgh zone. So it's 4-on-4 ball hockey here. Look out for Steve Gregory, dangerous, number 23 for the Pittsburgh Gods. A little more room out there for everybody right now. There's Haney, so it's Haney and Gregory up front. Haney gets the zone and passes things off to Gregory, who circles in behind the net. Stops now, changes direction, and now just settles into a position in the near corner. Was able to find Haney for a one-timer in front, and that ball just went wide of the net. Little shake and bake opportunity there for Wilson, doesn't work. And now Haney with a chance. His snapshot gets deflected as Wilson turns things around and comes the other way. And smartly, the Pittsburgh Gods defender, number 8, just gets a stick on that pass and tips it up and over the glass. So probably a face-off coming up right here just outside the blue line for Pittsburgh as they make a couple of changes up front. They like the two guys they have on the back end. And likewise, Boston exchanging their personnel, at least up front. So fresh legs up front for both squads. To the back end it goes, though, for Pittsburgh. Boston doesn't seem to be pressuring the defenseman, so they walk it up to the red line and just coolly backhand one in. It's Jones now with possession for Bauer. D to D, looking for an open man. There's a little lob pass to 14. He handles it over to 91. One-on-one chance here for 91, looking for some space on his backhand now, and there's too many Pittsburgh defenders to go through on that one, so it's up. But now Boston, on a bit of a misplay by the Pittsburgh defense, they turn it over and are forced to throw it the length of the floor, and with that, we stop and start up again. So Boston looking to do something here. Looking to get another one in behind Rethage, the goaltender for the Pittsburgh Gods. 2-1, they trail Pittsburgh. Winner advances to the gold medal final this afternoon, scheduled for 6:30 Eastern time. Pittsburgh wins the draw. They ring the boards now, and that's Schlegel with it. Schlegel over to 68, who throws it the length of the floor. Gained his blue line, though. That's Mike Bain in hard on the forecheck. As it comes now back to 77 on this side. D to D, up to Schlegel. Schlegel trying the toe drag, but 77 seen that one before. Smartly takes the body away, but Schlegel still with the ball. Has Haney behind the net. Throws it to Haney. Haney now a little bit of room to work. Dangerously now, Pittsburgh throwing 3 men in deep, but they score. Beautiful goal by the Pittsburgh Gods, saying dangerously 4-on-4, and the defenseman decided to join the offensive attack, and they found him. It looked like he was able to toe drag that just to the good side of the goal line, and then tuck one in short side in behind the goaltender for the Boston Bauer Saints, at Matt Gilchrist. So now 3-1 Pittsburgh, and we'll see what happens here for both sides. If strategies change, if personnel changes, what exactly is going to happen. We're still playing 4-on-4 action. Those minor penalties should be done soon, and then we'll be back to 5-on-5 as both players now exit the penalty box. So 5-on-5 now resume. 3-1 Pittsburgh lead. Pittsburgh walks away with the ball after that flurry of attempts for Boston. 3-on-2. That shot goes wide. Rebound, though. Looks like he just missed a wide open net. Pittsburgh still willing to launch an offensive attack as they've got 3 of their forwards now in below the hash marks. So not content to just sit back on their 2-goal lead in the dying minutes of this game. Figure let's play the same way that we've been playing that got us a 3-1 advantage, and can't blame them for doing that. That's going to be offside for Pittsburgh as Albright was caught in deep. I'm sure they don't mind that, just slowing the play down again. Under 3 minutes to go here. Boston Saints are going to have to get one very soon if they want to even this thing up and force overtime. We've got Albright centering the Pittsburgh line right now. And it's Boston with the ball. Good call by the referee. My vantage point right along that blue line where the offside was just called, and it was close, but it was offside. So eagle-eyed referee making the right call on that. 2:46 to go now in the third period. The Pittsburgh Gods beginning to smell the championship final and guarantee themselves a little more money. The losers of the two semifinals per team will get $1,400 and more than $10,000 on the line in the gold medal match. The winner of the championship gets $8,400. The silver medal team gets $2,800. So as Gregory has an opportunity, I'm sure he'd want that shot again. Wide open and just sails it over the net. He's looking to go glove hand there on Gilchrist. So Jones now, D to D. Up now for Boston, 3-on-1. Takes a sharp angle shot that goes wide. Gregory just chips it over the red line, and that's enough to get out the zone, but quickly Boston is back in the zone. Referee says no high stick on that play as 25 batted one out of midair, saying nope, that was right at the shoulder. 68, Cole card, back for Boston. Pittsburgh now on the near half wall. They throw on rink wide, and Pittsburgh just very content now to keep the ball deep. The longer they do, the longer it prevents Boston from pulling their goaltender for the extra attacker. Now Boston has the blue line. We'll see if they get it deep, and there goes the goaltender. Whoop, halfway, then has to retreat as Pittsburgh throws that ball down into Boston's zone. There goes the goaltender as Gilchrist heads to the bench. 6 on the floor now for Boston. 45 seconds to go. Pittsburgh leading 3-1. Over to Colcard. He winds and fires. That bounces wide. Pittsburgh on the rebound. They work the ball off the glass, but doesn't clear the zone. Boston now bouncing it deep. Find Wilson right there in the high slot, but unable to pull the trigger. Gregory just softly throws it down into the corner and uses his legs to track that one down, and that looks like it's going to be another goal for the Pittsburgh Gods, making this 4-1 with 18.5 to go, and that's all she wrote, my friends. It is all she wrote. So Pittsburgh proving to be the better of the two squads here, 4-1. And looks like Boston is going to come out and play through the last 18.5 seconds, although there is some indication that maybe they'll just wind the time off the clock, and I think that's exactly what they are going to do. So no sense of playing the last 18.5 seconds and letting somebody do something stupid or get injured themselves. So Pittsburgh moving on to the championship final. Hey, everybody. I'm Kevin Jack, and I guess I am the voice here of the Clash of the Titans, so you can put a face to the voice. And coming up next, we've got another semifinal. Semifinal number 2, Midnight Express against the Niagara Rebels. Niagara Rebels, Midnight Express, and the winner of that team will go on to face the Pittsburgh Gods in the championship final, set for 6:30 Eastern this afternoon. And to recap that game, it looks like Pittsburgh was able to just pull away in the third period. And I don't know why. Maybe they stepped their game up. Maybe a little bit of fatigue. Is it conditioning? Not exactly sure. But both teams played a fairly even game for the first 2 periods. And so even, in fact, that it was 1-1 going into the third period. But then 29 seconds in, Pittsburgh scored a goal and gave themselves a lead that they would never relinquish. In fact, they would just add on to it. Final score 4-1 for the Pittsburgh Gods. So from the Ballhockey.com Athletic Center, for Brandon Scram, I'm Kevin Jack from WeeStream. I hope you have enjoyed the Pittsburgh Gods v. the Bauer Saints from Boston. I hope Boston has a very safe return to Boston. As for the Pittsburgh Gods, they'll be sticking around to take on the winner of our next semifinal, and you might see some of those players taken to the floor. So if you're following all the action at home, you'll just have to stop this stream, and in about 5 minutes' time, we'll get the next stream going for semifinal number 2 of the Clash of the Titans, live from the Ballhockey.com Athletic Center.